What's going on? I go by the name of Nobody. Welcome back to Nobody React. We are reacting to The Chosen Season 5, Episode 4 today. If you have not seen the previous episodes, please go back and watch. I'm going to catch up. I pause, I commentate, I keep it entertaining. If you like that, stick around. If you don't, God bless you. We're gonna get right into it. Ready? Let's go. Make sure you got your snacks. Got my shakes. Let's go.
John, will you begin the Dayenu for us? Yes. Of course, Rabbi. If he had brought us out from Egypt and not carried out judgments against them,
it would have been enough.
If he had carried out judgments against them and not destroyed their idols, it would have been enough.
If he had destroyed their idols and not killed their firstborn,
it would have been enough.
If he had killed their firstborn and had not given us their wealth, it would
have been enough.
If he had given us their wealth and not split the sea for us,
it would have been enough.
If he had split the sea for us and not taken us through it on dry land,
it would have been enough.
If he had taken us through it on dry land, not drowned our enemies in it.
I wonder if that's a real, like, Jewish hymn or prayer. That's interesting. It reminds me of the, what's the song? The highest place I reach is a trophy. Then I done it all. You know what I mean? That's cool.
It would have been enough.
If he had drowned our enemies in it and had not supplied our needs in the desert for 40 years.
It would have been enough.
if he had supplied us in the desert for 40 years and not fed us the manna, it would have been enough.
If he had fed us the manna and had not given us the Shabbat,
it would have been enough.
If he had given us the Shabbat and not brought us before Mount Sinai,
it would have been enough.
If he had brought us before Mount Sinai and not given us the Torah,
it would have been enough.
If he had given us the Torah, but not brought us to the land of Israel,
it would have been enough.
And if he had brought us to the land of Israel and not built for us the holy temple,
it would have been enough.
Amen. And now, the bitter herbs.
Wait. I have something to add. If he had built for us the holy temple and not sent the Messiah in our lifetimes, it would have been enough. We would have waited. But you chose us. You chose now. And it is enough.
I mean,
James, why are you crying?
If you don't know by now.
Thank you, Big James.
Peter is right. We move on to the bitter herbs. A reminder of the bitterness of slavery. Salt water, a reminder of the tears of our people.
Blessed are you,
Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us in his commandments to eat bitter herbs.
I was reading a little while ago that historically they might have used leavened bread instead of unleavened bread. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'll have to go back to where I was reading. But it says something along the lines of the loaves, right? Because of the Greek word that's used, atios, something along those lines. It's a loaf, which would imply leavened bread, versus there's another Greek word for unleavened bread, which is also why which is an argument for the Eastern Orthodox of why in the Eucharist they used leavened bread. So I just noticed that, you know, he just broke it like that, and I was like, made me remind of it. The more you know.
We do not have to stay anymore. Judas. He has you now. Not God. It didn't have to be this way. But you can still stop things from ending badly. What you are going to do, do it quickly.
You know, that's really interesting to me from an Eastern Orthodox perspective of when he partakes in the Eucharist, and though he's already on the way out, he partakes, and how the Bible talks about not discerning, not properly examining yourself and not discerning the proper way, you consume judgment upon yourself. Then he goes, he leaves, takes a bite, then leave. I don't know if Dallas did that on purpose, but that's profound to me. I also find it profound the storytelling of Judas's perspective of he doesn't think he's doing something wrong per se. He has more of a nationalist kind of mindset toward things of like the nation of Israel is what he cares about versus true understanding of the divine, of God. And I think that's why he's moving the way he's moving. You know, they're doing a pretty cool job of attempting to humanize Judas, but at the end of the day, it's like, yo, dog, it's Judas. You know.
Philip, where did Judas go?
Passover tradition. Give alms to the poor. Be his keeper of the purse.
But in the middle of dinner.
Maybe he forgot. Maybe to get more food, too. It'll run out quick.
Probably because you're eating too fast.
I'm starving. Honestly, it's ironic to call Passover a feast.
My friends, I am with you just a little while longer. And where I'm going, you cannot come. And so, a new commandment I give to you. That you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also are to love one another. By this, all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. The commandment to love isn't new. The commandment to love one another in the truly sacrificial way that I'm showing you, it will transform you and others.
And to this day, that's the hardest thing to grasp of being a Christian. And I'm speaking and preaching to the choir. It is so hard, especially from an apologetic standpoint, a Christian standpoint. It is so hard to show transformative love. It's also why I love Eastern Orthodoxy and the Apostolic Faith, Christianity in of itself, because that is the whole goal. That is the whole. Each step is supposed to be in God, who is love. You know, that is the theosis process. That is the perichoretical relationship that we have with God. You know, and it is the toughest part of all of it. It's the crux and the toughest part of all of it.
Lord, where exactly are you going?
We're flying to Hawaii for a girls' trip, and
Alrighty. If you are enjoying the reaction to The Chosen Season 5, Episode 4, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about it so far. Feel free to comment more than one time. Feel free to comment based off of where you're at, what you think so far. Whether it be my own commentary or what you think of the show so far. What do you think? If you haven't seen it yet, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think about how they're portraying Judas? And, you know, how they're unveiling the story through and through. We're on episode 4, and we have, I think it's like 4 more episodes, or 2 more episodes, one of the two. So we're from here on out, it's not goodness. Right, here on out, it is the nitty-gritty, the real deal. So let me know what you think. If you like to continue to support the channel, we finally passed 600 subscribers, and we just need to get our watch hours up. If you'd like to support, please feel free to continue watching the content, as well as if you would like to be a part of the Patreon community, where I give out study materials and and reading materials if you want to get into reading the fathers, apologetic homilies, breakdowns, as well as the creme de la creme of the Patreon, the study tool notebook LM, where I've personally curated over 300 sources that range from theology to philosophy to church fathers to canons that will answer pretty much any and all, but I want to say a good 95% of your theological and church and orthodox and just Christian questions, whether it be what is the Trinity, or how we are, what canon laws do we conduct ourselves that make Christ this or Christ that, things of that sort. The full range. If you'd like to support that link is in my bio, in my YouTube, as well as on my TikTok. And we got 20 seconds left. So I'm a yap for 20 more seconds so we can get back into the show, because I don't know yet if I want to edit all of this part out, because it is 1:14 a.m. and I'm gonna probably try to watch more than one episode, but we're back. It's all good.
We must seize this opportunity. We should go. Go out, find another. See who more we can find.
First the market, and now an endorsement of Rome's taxation.
You will not recover from this. Be assured, you will see justice for your lands and your livelihood.
You look worried.
They were so obviously trying to get him to say the wrong thing.
But he's not capable of saying the wrong thing.
Not in their eyes. And not in the eyes of those expecting a different kind of Messiah. They want someone who will destroy Caesar. Not tell us to give him money.
What is going to happen?
And the Messiah did ultimately destroy Caesar because Rome became Christian. Caesar is conquered by how Christ conquers, with the word of his mouth, with the love of his heart. Through the bloodshed, Rome is conquered and is Christian. Profound.
Excuse me, could you tell me what I could find tonight? You! It's Shmuel, right? From Capernaum? You were in Bethany at the house of Lazarus 3 days ago with your friend Yusuf?
Friend?
Colleague? From our time in Capernaum?
He's so uppity for it, man. Why he look scared? Like when she came up, like, who is this syringe? Like, come on, man, chill out, bro.
You and another came to question Jesus?
You mean the defiled home, where the woman debased herself and the rest of us?
You can think whatever you want about her, just tell me where I can find Yusuf.
You think you can help your cause? This woman is from the Red Quarter in Capernaum, possessed by 7 demons.
I'm from Magdala by the sea, possessed by the creator of the universe.
Yeah. Yeah, you heard her, cousin. See why you see, and that's just what the enemy will do. Try to bring up your past, try to bring up what you moved on from. But no, you tell them your identity in Christ Jesus, the creator of the universe.
What do you practice now? Allegiance to a man who just preached his own death sentence to a crowd of 1,000 witnesses?
Death sentence?
He has given us no choice. He will be silenced, shamed, and censured. And would people hear who stood by his heresies? You'd be better off in a leper colony.
A leper colony he would heal and redeem. The truth is there is nowhere you can send us where Jesus is not Lord.
Amen.
I think what he said means something terrible for you. And I think you know it. They may not, but you do. And it drives you mad.
What is going on here? Were you in the crowd for all that?
What should why he get? He said, "Oh shoot, let me get close." Hey man, what's happening? Come on, bro.
Of course you were. You're enamored with him. The whole Sanhedrin knows by now.
Yusuf, I need to speak with you.
Of course. By all means, Yusuf, be seen with the woman from the Red Quarter.
Have you no decency at all?
You
No.
saw what that woman in Bethany did with the ointment? And her hair and his feet? And you said nothing. And now you have the gall to accuse me of indecency?
We have to get word of what happened to the high priest. Ignore them. We're all right.
It just confirmed my worst fears.
Mary, things are getting out of control.
That's why I need your help. They're trying to kill Jesus, Yusuf.
Nothing is official yet.
Shmuel just told me he preached his own death sentence.
Yusuf, they're calling an emergency meeting first thing in the morning. We must go back to Shimon's office and make a plan. We need you now, Yusuf. Come.
I'm sorry, Mary, this is urgent.
No, wait, just a brief moment.
Peter! Did he say anything more?
Shalom to you too, Judas.
He needs to explain his speech. He's never going to unify the people if he sounds like he's validating Rome's authority.
I didn't hear any validation.
See, this is also why I've been getting a little confused with following. What we saw in the beginning technically hadn't happened yet from this standpoint. The Last Supper has not happened yet here. Kind of seen it from the back to the front. Kind of.
Legitimize their taxation by saying it's funding roads and protection.
What is your point?
They are the foreign invaders.
Yeah, the latest in a succession of many. The Babylonians, the Persians, the Macedonians.
He's the Messiah. He's supposed to give us Israel back.
How would you have preferred he answer the question?
By announcing the tax. Calling Caesar's claim to be the Son of God blasphemous, declaring that the income that God has given us should not go to the oppressors of our land that God has given us, and reminding us that he is here to dethrone Caesar, become the king of Israel. For starters.
You know, even if, like, that's true, that wouldn't be smart. Like, I almost said the soundboard effect. That's crazy. Not on TikTok. That wouldn't be true. Right, like to do. Why would I tell you if I'm gonna insurrect, right? If I'm going to usurp the throne, why would I broadcast it in front of everybody, in front of the crowd? That's just bad tactics. Like, what are we talking about?
Then what would have happened?
He walked on water, Peter.
You don't have to remind me.
Are you sure? I was with you for weeks as we experienced his power for ourselves, but it seems you've forgotten. We watched as he brought Lazarus out of the tomb. Loaves and fish appeared in the hands of the hungry. You're telling me that he couldn't snap his fingers and make swords appear in the hands of every person in that temple?
Of course he could, but he didn't. You understand? They
Right.
set him a rhetorical trap, and he evaded it like David from the tip of Saul's spear.
Those men went straight to Caiaphas and Herod. Maybe even Pilate.
Pilate would be delighted with a bit about the taxes.
Well, as long as they don't mention that Rome is just living in God's world, inscribing empty phrases on their coins.
You're a walking contradiction.
I was saying,
Judas,
bro,
you know
like
that?
what? Like he just said he wanted to talk about the insurrection and whatnot and reject. Now you're talking about so like, come on, man, come on, Judas, chill out, buddy.
You believe he could make swords magically appear in the hands of all those people, and yet from that same mouth, you question his every move. Why can't that faith, that belief so fully, know so deeply, also allow you to trust that he knows what he's doing?
He chose each one of us for a reason. Maybe mine is to...
No! That's you again. That's your ideas. I love you, Judas.
You know the scary part? Judas is all of us in some way, shape, or form. When we lean on our own understanding, when we start our doubts, when we start to try to question it and figure it out on our own, Judas is all of us. That's the hard part. All of the disciples are all of us in some way, shape, or form. And I think they did a beautiful portrayal of that truth, of that reality.
But your mind is so full of your own ideas, you shut off belief.
Boys, we're gathering for prayer and to talk about tomorrow.
Great idea.
This tactic of countering your question with a question of his own, he deployed it only regarding the matter of John's baptism.
Yes, it was the only question that ended in a standoff. But the people were awed and amazed.
People are unlearned. His method has been around since Socrates the Greek. Our Pharisee colleagues could never have seen it coming because they do not read broadly.
But I believe he is of the Pharisee persuasion. He believes in a resurrection.
A realm, you tell me, he described as being devoid of marital copulation. Who would want to go?
He compared us to those who stoned and killed the prophets God sent.
Yes, he's not the first heretic and Messiah claimant to hurl insults and dazzle the masses. But what concerns me is this matter of the destruction of the temple.
The Sanhedrin is convening an emergency meeting as we speak. But I do not believe that the matter of the temple's destruction will be top of the agenda.
Then what will be?
As I understand from Shmuel and Zebediah, it will be undermining Jesus' authority.
They are so nearsighted, one might easily mistake them for bats.
Bats?
The Pharisees will not be able to move past the immediacy of their fragile egos. True, a vociferous faction of the people may be put off by his comment about taxes. And there was a valiant effort by Yanni to get the Romans upset enough to arrest him, but the majority remain enthralled by Jesus.
But the Pharisees hold sway.
But we have Roman authorities to appease and a festival to observe. If the Sanhedrin acts recklessly and incites a riot, we won't be able to do either. Malchus, ready my vestments. Yes, Your Honor. Look, I don't like this Jesus any better than they do, but he's walking into a trap wherein everybody loses. Us, him, the people, and Pilate, who's one brutality away from losing his job.
You think Jesus cares about any of that? It probably excites him.
The Pharisees are too caught up to think clearly. We tried to trap him publicly. It didn't work. Fine. Only I can save this now.
How?
By arresting him quietly in the middle of the night without fanfare before the festival begins. Jesus' mysterious absence will force the people,
which I believe also is illegal, by the way. They can't do that.
To focus on Passover, and then Pilate will thank me when I return these garments for keeping the festival from spiraling out of control.
Respectfully, sir, your plan is predicated upon the ability to find Jesus, something even his own followers often aren't able to do.
It looks like you understand your next assignment, Rabbi Gadara.
This Phoebe woman has quite an impressive collection, doesn't she? Didn't mean to startle you.
Oh, it's okay, Rabbi. Please.
Oh, boy. Well, the first commandment didn't exactly make it into this home, did it?
Oh, if you think it's bad for me to look, I can go back inside.
No, please, sit. We all know you've read the Greek stories. Don't worry. I won't tell Zebedee. Your secret is safe.
Thank you, Rabbi.
So tell me, what's this one about?
Actually, this one they sort of stole from us, at least the beginning part.
Stole?
Remember in the period of the judges, the story of Jephthah?
Ah, yes. His tragic vow.
Well, he was about to fight the Hittites.
Ammonites.
Yes. Thank you, Rabbi.
No problem.
Anyway, Jephthah made a vow to the Lord and said, if you will give the Ammonites into my hand, then the first thing to come out from the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from defeating the Ammonites, I will offer up as a burnt offering to the Lord.
Misguided.
Well, sure enough, Jephthah triumphed, crushed the Ammonites, but when he returned home, the first thing to come out of his house was his only daughter, with tambourines and singing. And Jephthah fell to his knees, tore his clothes, and cried out, "Alas, my daughter, you have brought me very low, for I have opened my mouth to the Lord, and I cannot take back my vow." And so Jephthah followed through on his vow.
Something my father never asked him to do.
Back then, there was no king in Israel.
Everyone did what was right in his own eyes.
People still do.
And it's interesting when he says, oh, the story, the Greek story stole from Hebrews. Eusebius of Caesarea, in his preparation for the gospel books or series books, basically has like 13 books on that very premise of that the Greeks stole from Moses, from the Hebrews, from that place. All of the Greek myths and the Greek mythology or the Greek ideology is really just a knockoff of the Hebrew theocracy and ideology, which is continued and fulfilled, of course, in the church. So I think it's very interesting. And again, I don't know if Dallas is doing this on purpose or has put this together on purpose, but I think that's a real profound thing.
Take things into their own hands.
So what was the part they stole from us?
Well, in their version, King Agamemnon sacrifices his daughter to Artemis in order to gain victory for the Greeks in the Trojan War.
See? Plagiarism. Should we hire a lawyer?
I think after what you said about lawyers yesterday, it would be hard to find one who would take your case now, Rabbi.
I won't argue that. So that's him, that's Agamemnon, tortured by the sacrifice of his own daughter?
No, that's actually his son.
Oh, the whole family gets involved.
Oh, yes. Agamemnon's wife murders him for sacrificing their daughter. And then the son here murders the mother. And he's the only one left standing.
A charming story, really.
Well, then the Furies hunt and haunt and torment him.
And in the end, does he ever find peace? Can he come to forgive himself for what he did?
I think it's also hilarious that like in reality, right, Jesus would know all of these things. Like the fathers talk about how as a man Christ gave ignorance for the sake of the onlookers, for the sake of the ignorant, right? Gave ignorance for the sake of the ignorant. And to be asking questions or whatever, as if he doesn't know, right? Like he does, but it is proper to a man, as Athanasius says, it's proper to human nature to be ignorant.
Rabbi, I'm starting to understand more.
Tell me.
Everyone from our leaders to those of us who follow you, including myself, we're seeing things, doing things from our own flawed perspective. It's going to cost us.
You're paying attention.
Things are going to change, aren't they?
You have no idea.
Yes, John. Things will change. But stay close to me as they do.
How can we find peace without you? How can we forgive ourselves for what we did to lose you?
You don't have to forgive yourself. Because I forgive you. And you don't have to lose me. Because my spirit will never leave or forsake you.
With the utmost and highest respect, Chief Elders Shimon and Shammai have requested a moment to organize their factions.
Are you insane? He is a high priest. Let us through.
There is a provision for this type of thing in the bylaws, anticipating that members may hold back if the high priest is present.
Perhaps as sort of intellectual
cowardice should be laid bare. It's all right, Gadara. I prefer not wasting my time watching them haggle.
Shall I wait with you?
No.
Zebediah, if we can find the humility to lay aside our differences during this significant moment, I think we can both soberly admit the attitudes of our congregations are no longer directed by us.
I have cause enough to lay blame at the feet of Hillel sympathizers.
To what end? We have a common problem. Jesus the Nazarene operates entirely outside our jurisdiction, dismissive of tradition and precedent. He pushes the people's attitudes toward an uncharted realm of thought, alien to both our interpretations of Torah. The time for unity is now.
Yes.
I hereby motion to open the floor for proposals that can be agreed upon and presented to the high priest for immediate authorization.
I have documented Jesus' actions, teachings, and rumors of signs longer than anyone.
Objection. I have witnessed as much as Shmuel. We met him for the first time at the same day in Capernaum.
Sustained.
I said documented, not merely witnessed. And what have you done about it?
Actionable proposals, gentlemen.
The matter of the ghost of Bethany. The preposterous notion that Jesus the Nazarene called forth from the tomb a man 4 days dead and decaying, raised to life. The witnesses are few, but vocal.
What is so odious to you about the resurrection? What affront does this present to God's law? Torah only requires 2 or 3 male witnesses of sound mind and body.
Once again, you misunderstand me, Rabbi. I myself have witnessed his signs, most of them harmless. But such wonders also cloud people's judgment and may be part of his strategy to distract for his true purpose. That is what has ultimately led to this emergency meeting.
Why wasn't the meeting called immediately upon learning of the resurrection? Maybe something has happened to cloud people's judgment.
The rumor now has a stranglehold on the people who are convinced he is the anointed one.
If they believe he can raise the dead, why wouldn't they assume he is Messiah?
Precisely. People believe Lazarus died and was resurrected by Jesus. In reality, it was an elaborately constructed hoax.
Lazarus' death certificate was registered.
The man hid in a tomb until his childhood friend called for him to emerge.
Registered with the city of Bethany's municipal coroner, signed by a notary.
For 4 days? Hid in a tomb for 4 days? Enclosed tomb? Suffocation is real. The cognitive dissonance. What is this?
To say the coroner wasn't part of the hoax.
Me.
A shock to no one, Yusuf. Tragically, Jesus has now forced us into a situation where to protect our people, we must consider drastic measures. If the people are following a man falsely claiming he raised Lazarus from death, we make sure he's dead.
Now the issue is being addressed.
You're suggesting murder, Shmuel?
I got like, bro, took the words out of my mouth. This is the bro. Look at the lengths they're willing to go. Look at the cognitive dissonance. His Shmuel's zeal for Torah and the Most High and the people is so blinded and so misguided. Excuse me, misguided in his hatred toward the Messiah that he's willing to break Torah. He's willing to commit murder for that sake of safeguarding. That's insane. That's insane. What are we talking about?
I have always taken seriously the lives of our own, and I would never suggest such an act without extreme cause. But from the 3rd book of Moses, whoever blasphemes the name of the Lord shall surely be put to death. All the congregation shall stone him.
This goes too far, Shmuel. Lazarus is a faithful Jew.
It is written in the 2nd book of Moses, you shall keep the Sabbath, for it is holy for you. Everyone who profanes it shall be put to death. Whoever does any work on it, that soul shall be cut off from his people.
Jesus is the one accused of these violations, not Lazarus.
But Jesus has committed these infractions, and the only reason you're not holding him accountable is because you're entranced with the idea he has divine powers to raise the dead.
Let's put it to a vote. Scribes,
Ready the ballots.
Yes, I...
Again, cognitive dissonance. Let's say all that is right. What the frick you aiming at Lazarus for? What Lazarus do? what is killing Lazarus gonna do? Like, what are we talking about? Buddy's off this rocker, hinged out.
I agree, let's vote. Who believes in Holy Scripture and who believes in a Nazarene? Right, stop.
Shmuel's tripping, bruv.
They're preparing a vote, Your Honor. Apologies for the delay.
It would only draw things out longer if they tried to reach consensus with you in the room, the craven posturing for favor.
Characterization is unflattering, Zebediah. I would be more honored to preside over members with the integrity to voice their true opinions.
I would expect nothing less from the hand-picked successor to Annas, who was, by the way, undeservedly stripped of his position by overzealous Roman oversight.
You're an admirer of my father-in-law.
He is exactly the manner of person you just said you wish the current Sanhedrin was composed of. Unafraid to stand by his convictions even at the expense of his own position. Don't you agree?
Annas is my wife's father. How could I possibly disagree with you?
You carry the mantle of Annas. You even have his sense of humor.
Is that why Valerius Gratus appointed...
Knock it off. Calm down, dude.
Did you instead of one of his blood sons? Huh? You could take a joke on Annas' cat.
You'd have to ask Valerius Gratus, but the sons of Annas all have equal merit.
Well, then perhaps we should consult one of your brothers-in-law? Anonymous, perhaps.
An excellent idea, Zebediah. The more input we can have from members of the High Priest family, the stronger our case will be.
Yanni, I know you're a man of little power, but many connections.
Thank you.
Find me the scribe you most trust. Have him issue a request to Ananus, son of High Priest Annas, to offer his opinion on this matter of the controversial figure Jesus the Nazarene.
Of course.
Add that I value his opinion on this sensitive issue. And be sure to include with warmest regards.
Shalom.
Judas.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Is this a bad time? I didn't know you were here, but I've been hoping to speak to you.
John has kept my secret. Would you like to sit?
Yes. Very much, thank you.
Please.
Well. So we've arrived at the critical moment.
There have been so many.
All of Israel has gathered in one place, ready to crown you king. The popularity amongst them has never been greater. Rome is sitting on its hands, hoping this will all blow over. And they may even be delighted by what you said about taxes.
I see.
But it's going to be easy for your adversaries in the temple to weaponize what you said about the taxes and spread ill will amongst the people like a disease, and everything will deteriorate rapidly. The window of opportunity is closing, even as we speak.
Sounds like you have some ideas.
You called each of us for a reason. I've been a successful businessman in the past, and I've experience with human persuasion. So I can tell when a deal is on the verge of closing or losing big. It is a knife's edge.
And so to adopt your language for a moment, what is the deal you're proposing I close?
Lay claim to your birthright. You are the Messiah, the son of David. And the people are so convinced they're singing songs in your name. It's time.
And if I don't do whatever big thing you've imagined I should do at this time, will you still believe?
The question.
Of course I will.
I ain't sound convincing, Brody.
That you know better than I do what should be the next best course of action.
Look, I trust you. Do you trust me?
What sort of question is that?
You believe I have something to offer this group? Yes?
I do.
Then why won't you take my advice? Am I not here to help you?
I've never asked you for your advice.
Then what am I here for?
Yelling at Jesus like that is absolutely insane work. That's absolutely insane work. How you just gonna live? How you just gonna yell at Christ like that, man? That's. But again, right? Same thing we're talking about, right? Like Judas, Judas, a little bit all of us. Y'all can't tell me. Y'all can't sit here looking me dead in my face and tell me y'all have never had any frustrations in your walk with Christ. Y'all can't tell me y'all never had the moments of just like, man. So though we're like, dang, Judas, chill out. Examine yourself. It's tough.
If I am no use to your kingdom, then I am nothing.
You have a choice to make, Judas.
I'm listening.
Who you belong to. Who has your heart. I want it. And I've had it before. You followed me willingly.
And I want to continue. There's nothing more than I want than that.
Then I will pray for you. But for now, please leave me in peace.
Good Rabbi,
Please.
Thank you for your time.
That'll for sure hurt my feelings. Leave me in peace. I don't want to though. I sure hurt my feelings to the core.
Rabbi.
So much encompassed in that breakdown. It's not just Judas. It's like a combination of Judas's lack of understanding, Christ's compassion for his lack of understanding, yet the justice that will have to be administered because you're still going to commit an atrocious act, heinous, atrocious. I combined those two words. Heinous, atrocious act that will result in your condemnation, and in your death, and in the manner in which you die, and then your condemnation, right? Like the when the desire is to be loved, is for you to be loved, for you to be kept, for you to be wanted, but you reject and you lean to yourself instead of trusting God. All of that in the breakdown. Beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Had you heard of the Passover before?
Of course I heard of it, but I'd never been. And I had no idea that there'd be this many people.
Jews and I always confined ourselves to Herod's residence. I understand why Phoebe leaves the city altogether, but...
But what?
I don't know, there's something wonderful about it, too. I like passion in people. I like the rhythmic coming and going of the pilgrims.
And they're not coming to hurt us or going to get reinforcements.
I would prefer it that way, yes.
It just makes me want to learn. So that I could argue for him or...
I think you have learned a lot. You won't realize it until...
Okay, we have to pack.
Pack?
What?
Jesus wants us removed from the city for the next 2 days.
Why?
I don't know, something about spending time alone together before...
Before what?
I can't be certain, but it sounds like we won't be spending Seder with him.
No.
Don't kill the messenger.
But then we won't be able to...
I know, but we'll have to find another way. He said we'll be alone together, maybe we can do it then. We would want Mary Mother there anyway, right?
Mary?
Coming, Peter.
What is he in a hurry for?
Because the boys convinced Jesus we shouldn't separate at the moment. Let's go before he changes his mind.
No one has been drinking that I know of. But is everyone drunk? Half asleep? Why can't you see this, Peter? This is his moment to fulfill the prophecies and is passing by quickly while we're walking to Bethany. We have to act now.
There's so much going on, I've barely thought to eat. Did you bring any food?
We figured there'd be plenty at the house of Lazarus. Mary and Martha seem to keep the kitchen well stocked.
No matter. God's given us a fig tree.
It's not the season for figs.
Rabbi, are you sure this trip is necessary? Why Bethany? Time is of the essence. We're wasting time.
May no fruit ever come from you again!
Master.
I'll be all right, John.
I'm sure they're gonna explain that. But if you, just in case you don't know, fig trees, even if they're out of season, are supposed to have little nubs on the back of the leaves that you can eat, right? Even if it's not blossomed to a full thing. They didn't have any, but it had leaves. The leaves mean the nubs. You don't have any, Yeah, you looking like you do. That's a we call a typology for a fruitless nation.
Let's keep going.
Mary, Tamar, Joanna, please go into the house of Lazarus. My mother will immediately ask how I'm doing, so if you could just keep her at bay until I get there, that would be great. My brothers, my students, my followers whom I love, I ask you to be especially vigilant tonight.
What other way would we be?
I know, Z, I just needed to say it for everyone.
Yeah, but for who, exactly?
What? I said for everyone. I'm aware of the reality of our situation, probably more than some of you know. When I'm indoors with the women, please take turns keeping watch. One here outside the house, a few paces away, one at the door, and one inside, just beyond the dining room.
Rabbi, that's a lot of security. For what exactly?
For the last time we will ever be a danger to Lazarus.
I'll arrange.
Thank you, Z. I'll see you all in the morning.
Jesus, have you tried the olives?
Not yet, should I?
I got them specially for you.
Oh, really?
Not as good as ours, no?
They might be better.
That's really good.
It's a healthy competition.
Do not put me in the middle of the rivalry.
You'll be the judge. I'm getting stuffed.
Here we are. My sisters. And my mother. I have asked many things of you. To hold a Shabbat dinner when you thought that you weren't prepared or worthy or ready. And yet you were. You had everything you needed. To my Ima, to be long-suffering and forgiving, especially when I stayed behind in the temple, is very weak during the Passover many, many years ago.
You were 12.
Okay, it's not necessary.
He was 12.
I still remember the scolding.
I still can't get over that.
I don't blame you.
And don't forget the number of times you spit up on my shoulder.
Here we go.
People never think of that part.
Long time to hold a grudge.
Another great expression of the true humanity of Christ, right? As, again, Athanasius and amongst many of the fathers say, you know, Christ became an infant to redeem infants, became a young adult to redeem young adults, became a man to redeem all of mankind, right? Like, so he is truly a human and truly went through a true human experience of what it means to be human. And at the same time, he's no mere man, you know? And this is a pure capture of that.
Mary and Martha, to endure the pain of your brother's death.
As long as it lasted.
Even so, I know it was hard, but there was a purpose in it. And I thank you for your faith in the midst of it all. Eden, to put up with the implications of what it has meant for me to call first your Simon and now your Peter
to follow me and to be a leader in my ministry. I know you have spent many nights alone, but if I may be so bold to say that there will be fewer of these nights in the near future. Tamar, to be a stranger in a strange land and a stranger among strange people, to be subject to the slander by the arbiters of our faith.
You know, it has been nothing compared to the joy of following you. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Your faith is still beautiful. Joanna, for bringing Andrew to my cousin's prison. John, for supporting us out of your own means when we had nothing. For Phoebe's house, so that we may have a roof over our heads and not tents. And for so much more. I know that following me has not come without a price. And now I must ask you all for one more thing. I ask that you keep your distance from me in Jerusalem these next few days. I'm sorry, but it's for the best. I think you will come to see that.
You mean we won't observe the Passover Seder with you?
Believe me, I would rather spend it with you. But I have a few last words to impart to my apostles on the night of the Passover.
Best.
Mary, you know, because you've been listening.
It doesn't mean I have to be okay with it.
I'm not asking you to be okay with it. But I am asking you to keep your distance.
Why?
Please don't ask me to answer that right now.
Well, if we cannot...
Now, man, can you... Bro, can you imagine? I mean, the pain, the straw, and the tension, the swelling of all of the apostles and followers of Christ for these moments, but even more so for Mother Mary. And this is a child. Like, this is... I don't know if y'all have kids. If anybody have kids, I mean, imagine you raised your child from infancy to adulthood. And he's telling you, or implying to you, that he's going to be in danger, grave danger, death. I mean, as I don't have kids, but I can only imagine. I can only imagine, and I wouldn't want to imagine. I mean, goodness gracious.
Celebrate Seder supper with you. Then you must agree to allow us the Dayenu.
A Daenu?
Maybe you've heard of it.
We've prepared our own.
Their own?
If I had only been given the joy of holding you in my arms.
that night in Bethlehem, on a cold ground, and not been able to see you perform sights and wonders.
It would have been enough.
If you had performed signs and wonders and not called me by name that night,
It would have been enough.
if you had healed Mary of Magdala of her demons and not healed my Ima or called my husband after your miracle,
It would have been enough. If you had called Simon Peter and not healed my friend, it would have been enough.
if you had healed Ethan and not raised my brother,
It would have been enough.
If you had raised my brother and not defended my honor when I worshipped you,
It would have been enough. If you would have defended Mary of Bethany, but not given meaning to my life, which had been so unhappy and unfulfilled, by letting me support and participate in this miraculous family that I do believe will change the world.
it would have been enough.
Oh man, shoot, bro. Oh. Dang. Oh, I forgot about this scene. Bro, that is beautiful. And now they allowed the women to profess that. Man, that says so much. That says so much, man.
Mary! Where are you going?
I have to go back into Jerusalem.
But Jesus said not to.
He said to keep a distance from him, not the city.
Mary.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that has been The Chosen Season 5, Episode 4. If you enjoyed that, it got me tearing up and shedding tears. If you tearing up and shedding tears like I was, like, comment, subscribe, let us know. Let me know what you thought about this episode. I believe this episode was one of the better. I mean, I feel like they're all fire, but this was a really, really great episode. Stay tuned for episode 5 coming soon. Like, subscribe, comment, share this. Let everybody know about the channel. We don't just do these show reactions. We do debates. We do the debate reactions. We do theological topics and breakdowns and things of that sort. If you'd like to support that in the ministry, you can support on Patreon, or there's a donation link in the bio. God bless you all. Christos Anesti.